What's going on, guys? Tyson Brown here, and in today's video I want to give you a beginner routine that you can do. Whether you want to gain muscle, whether you want to lose weight, whatever you want to do, this is what I want you to focus on. Getting these fundamental exercises first, especially if you're a beginner, so you can learn how to do this shit properly. Because if you don't know how to do it properly now, you're going to fuck yourself up, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to cause injury, and at the end of the day, you're going to get demotivated if you can't do the hard exercises. So these exercises are what I recommend you learn. I recommend you start implementing them. You can do them just with a simple equipment like dumbbells and barbells, and they're very, very easy to do. Alright, so the 7 exercises that you guys want to learn. The first one is going to be a squatting movement, and it's going to be the goblet squat. Not the back squat, that one's a harder technique to learn, but if you want to get in and start using free weights, I suggest you learn how to do the goblet squat. Now the goblet squat is going to be used with a kettlebell or a dumbbell. I'll actually have a video that you guys will be able to watch soon, but you can look it up in the meantime. You're going to hold it underneath your hands, so it's going to be sitting out in front, and you're going to get into a squat position, so standing outside a shoulder width apart, and you're going to squat down. It's going to be a lot more easy for you to pick up a goblet squat as it is to opposed to back squat. Now you want to do 5 sets of 5 repetitions, okay? So which means you do it 5 times, have a rest, and then do it 5 times again. Wait about a minute 30. Once you get used to this exercise a couple of times, then you increase the amount of repetitions, so go to 10 repetitions. After you've done the goblet squat, the next thing you want to focus on is a pushing movement. Now pushing movement is going to be either the bench press or the overhead press. Choose one, it depends what you have access to. If you have access to a bench press, do the bench press, but if not, the overhead press. So the overhead press is where you start it on the top of your chest and you push it all the way above your head and then coming back down to the top of the chest. The bench press is where you're laying down on a bench, you take it out of the rack, down and touch your chest and then pushing back up. Bench press or overhead press. Either one are a great chest and shoulder developer. The same type of thing, you want to focus on 5 reps by 5 sets by 5 reps. The reason I recommend it doing so low first is because you want to ingrain your technique and you want to get it right. And the overhead press is easier to learn than the bench press, doing it correctly, so I suggest you start with the overhead press first if you have no idea. Once you get better at it, same type of thing. Increase the repetitions to 10 reps. The third exercise you want to do is a pulling movement. So you can either do pull-ups and chin-ups with an assisted machine if you have it, if not, bent over rows. Bent over rows, however, with bent over rows, you want to do more repetitions. You always want to do more pulling movements than you do pushing. So with the bent over row, you want to make sure you're doing about 12 reps, 5 sets of 12 reps. After the bent over row, you want to do a bend. So this is where I recommend you learn how to do a hinge. Okay, so the hinge can be a kettlebell swing or a deadlift. Two very simple exercises you can learn how to do. What I would suggest is doing your research on these though, because they're very, very hard to get the technique spot on. What I would suggest first is doing a hip hinge, is to get in a plate, holding it across your chest, and then learning how to hinge backwards. So that's just called a plated hinge, where you can research or just look up how to hip hinge. Same type of thing, 5 sets. All of these are going to be 5 sets of 5 first, and then increase it, except for the rowing movement, because we want more pulling than pushing. So with the rowing, you want 5 sets of 12. After your hinge, you want a lunge. So lunging can be a walking forwards lunge or a static lunge. Now a walking forwards lunge is pretty self-explanatory. You walk forwards in your lunge. A static lunge is where you stay in one place, you put one foot forwards and you bend the knee down and then you come back up. So bending the knee and then coming back up. It's not the best of my finger, but it's kind of like that action, right? Get good at getting lunging, because you're going to be doing lunging in all areas of your life. So far you've got the squat, a pushing movement, which is your overhead press or your overhead press or your bench press. You've got the bent over row, you've got a hinge, you've got a lunge, and the last one you're focused on is a twisting movement. So twisting can be Russian twists, or they can be the pull-off press. The pull-off press is going to be a lot better for you, because it's going to help build your abdominals up, it's going to help with your obliques, and it's going to help with the anti-rotation. So look up that one. That one can also be 10 reps. 3 sets of 10 reps just for that. They're the 6 basic exercises you can come and do. They'll probably take you about 45 minutes to do. Once you start getting familiar, then I would suggest jumping on my program that I have. It's easy, it's free, it's 3 days a week, and it's full body routines. And also, I recommend this routine being done 3 days a week too. If you guys have any other questions, please make sure to ask. Please make sure to like and subscribe to this video too so I can help other people with their health and fitness. So, till next time, speak to you guys then.